Hello, my darlings. Hello, my loves. It has been weeks. Um, and we're in eclipse season. And sometimes we just need to be during eclipse season. It's not about manifesting or aligning or writing out your rituals. Sometimes it is just about being and existing in the space that you are. So I've been existing, I've been being. I got a couple of questions. Well, I got one question for you this week. And first, we're going to talk about how there is a new moon eclipse, solar eclipse in Libra on the 2nd. And we also are having a Mercury Sun Kazemi. Kazemi is an Arabic word. It means in the heart of the sun. So the sun amplifies anything that it touches because it just sheds this light. It just makes it bright, right? It just, think about like what happens whenever the sun comes out from behind the clouds. It's like, huh? Uh, so we've got that happening this week. And Mercury and the sun are in the sign of Libra. And Libra represents relationships with others. It is justice. It is fairness. It is represented by the scales, which harmony, balance, equilibrium. Also, beauty. Libra is ruled by Venus. However, it's much more about the aesthetic and the intellectual beauty than it is the sensual, like physical nature of things like Taurus, which is also ruled by Venus. Libra also wants love for all. Like Libra loves love. It is about relationships with everyone, not just your romantic relationships, but any type of partnership or where you consider yourself in this energetic dance with someone that you either have to be because you work with them or because you choose to be because you just love them and connect with them in that sort of way. It's also about giving and receiving. First, I was going to say give and take, but it's not about taking. The energy of taking to me is very much like it's like a thief in the night. Like I'm going to take this because it's mine. Like, okay, let's just calm down a little bit. That's a little aggressive for me. Libra doesn't really got to give that aggression to me. It can, but not in the general overall sense. So it is about giving and then allowing yourself to be open to receive because many of us can often overgive, give so much of our time, give so much of our energy, give so much of our wisdom, give so much of our love. But are we allowing ourselves to receive all of that we are giving out? Or are we afraid of being vulnerable and afraid of, oh, if I receive, then people are going to expect X, Y, and Z from me? But you've already given so much. It's time for you to allow yourself to receive, which brings me to the eclipse. So eclipses basically bring the unseen and the hidden to light. Again, I said this is a time of being. It is a time of noticing. It's a time of being in your awareness about what is going on in the world around you and what's going on in the world inside of you. So, again, with that balance, with that beauty, with that harmony, what are you realizing needs to be released in order for you to step through whatever new doors are opening for you now? Because when you cross a threshold, you're essentially breaking a plane. You're stepping through a portal. You're moving into a new space. Like when people get married, they're like, oh, you carry your partner across the threshold, right? To signify a new beginning, a new way of life. You were no longer in the way of relationship that you were the last time you were in this house. So you're carrying someone in to show that honor, to show that love, to show that devotion, essentially. Because that's how I'm viewing it now. But anytime you open a new door, you unlock something, you are going into a space that you most likely have never been before, or you are changed from how you were before you were in that space most recently. So Libra's in the South Node right now. The South Node is essentially what we are leaving behind. You could look at the North Node as your destiny, what you're stepping into, and generally the things that will challenge you, but will also lead you to your greatest transformation, where the South Node can be about past lives. It's things that you've already lived, it's things that you've mastered, and it can also be looked at as things that just come more naturally to you. So, but in the space of this transit for everybody in the collective, we are moving away from those relationships and those Libran themes that I've already mentioned that are no longer serving us. It is time to close the doors on these old ways, old relationships, old everything. Like these do not get to come with you into the future. So again, I'm going to ask the question one more time. What are you realizing needs to be released in order for you to step through whatever new doors are opening for you? Doesn't mean it's going to be easy. You can have flow and you can have ease, and you can also be very challenged in the same breath. So who is your support system? Who can you talk to about these things? Where can you write them out? Where can you get out your thoughts, move the energy that's sitting in your body? Where can you even feel the energies that's in your body whenever these feelings come up around? Sometimes when you got to let motherfuckers go, it can break your heart. Okay? It's okay to make that decision even when it breaks your heart. So, enough about that. That's the astrological energy we're going into for the week. Let's see what the cards have to say. We're going to use the Secrets of the Ancestors deck by Abriola Abrams. Secrets of the Ancestors. Y'all gonna figure it out. So, let's see what we got today for the week coming up. The first week of October. We're going to do as above, so below, and the bridge in between. Wow. So we're going to use reversals in this deck today. We've got the unknown enigma as above, and it's actually reversed. It's upside down. That does not mean that it is bad. That does not mean that something bad is going to happen. Good and bad is relative. Everything is an experience. Life is happening for you, not necessarily to you. The way that I focus and function and believe is that everything is happening in a grand design scheme from God's spirit, universe, creator, the higher power, whatever you want to call the hand that wrote it all. So below we have the Conjure Woman, manifestation, also reversed, but I'm going to show it to you upright. This is akin to the Magician in the traditional tarot deck. And the bridge that connects as above, so below, we have the Ancestral Force, completion, which is the world card in the traditional tarot deck. So, if this isn't what I just said, right? It is very much about, we don't know what is going to come out of this eclipse. The Pisces eclipse and the full moon is what started this series. Pisces is actually the North Node will be shifting into Pisces in 2025. I want to say in March sometime, March, April-ish. We're still in the Aries Libra axis, right? Which is when we have eclipses, are around those nodes of the moon, which are calculated points. They are not planets. However, the unknown, like we don't know what is going to happen, right? Yes, I am a seer. Yes, I am psychic. Yes, I have visions. I see patterns. I see all these things. However, anything can change at any given moment for you, especially depending on what decisions you make from this point forward. Okay? The energy with the unknown being reversed for me is very much about the internal uncomfortability that comes with not knowing. Humans hate to not know. Like, do you enjoy the unknown? Seriously, honestly, tell me. I'm a Scorpio and I live and breathe the unknown, and it is still terrifying sometimes. It is still scary. Coming to peace with not knowing what is going to happen and trusting that spirit, God, universe has you, is holding you in this cradle because you signed up for this shit. The way that I believe is that your soul chose to have the lessons that it is having in this lifetime. You come to earth to have an experience, to experience earth in the certain rules that that are placed here in the material realm. Earth is unlike no other place. So what is going on inside of you while this unknown is stirring? This is the as above position. So it is very much in the spiritual realm. Like there can be an uneasiness that comes with this, but there's also a reminder to tap into whatever faith, spirituality, whatever your support system is, in order to help ground those feelings of uncertainty. I want you to feel those inside of your body. Where does uncertainty show up? For me, it can show up in my mind. My mind starts doing this. It starts racing. It starts ruminating. Scorpio, again, can obsess, can fixate, and it just can do this until I can remember to use my breath to help ground and to imagine pulling my energy down into the earth to root into something that is more solid. The mind will do whatever it is that you tell it to do over and over again. It is a part of you. It does not run shit though. So be mindful of your thoughts during this time. Notice the language that you're thinking and even speaking, because the so below, with the conjure woman being the manifestation, being the magician, having everything that you need inside of you. It's these two reversals are very internal to me. Again, it's remembering that you have everything that you need. Again, spirit speaking to the whole room. They're not just talking to you, they're talking to me. Like, I have everything that I need within me. I always have. However, it is releasing what is not mine, what belongs to others, what I have been conditioned to see and believe about myself. I feel like I say this shit all the time, but it's so true. Like, we put on these garments, we put on these clothes, even in the ancestral force card completion, they're wearing these very colorful garments. However, you can't even see the face of the person sitting in these colorful garments, because it's not always meant for you to know where exactly this shit came from. Okay. Humans always love to categorize stuff. And I'm saying always with 1000% certainty. Humans love to categorize things. We love to label everything. We want to put everything in its right box. And Libra can also do this. It wants things to look perfect. What is perfection? What do you believe perfection is? Because the way that I define perfection is being in a perpetual state of change. Perfection is not static. You will hear me say that over and over and over again. And I will die on that hill and I will stand on that business, because you are meant to adapt. You are meant to adapt. Like, that is it. Adaptability, being able to flow, refining your balance. Having balance means to maintain it. To maintain your equilibrium will mean that sometimes things are going to throw you off. Sometimes you're going to release things and your scales are going to tip. And then you now have space for something else to land with from what it is that you released. If what it is that you're manifesting has no place to land, I said this to my god brother earlier. I was like, it's like, have you ever been on a plane when something weird is happening in the control, like the air control place, but your plane is circling, like, oh, we can't land yet. We arrived too early. We got here earlier than we were scheduled to. So now we can't land because they weren't ready for us. They have no place to receive us because the lot is full. So now you got to circle the sky a little bit. You were excited to get there early, but the whole time, like, God was like, nah, it's not time for you to land yet. So until you can release and close the chapters on, because that's what the world is about. That's what the ancestral force is about. It's completion. It is shutting that door. It is the completing the circle. It has the different animals. There's, a bull, a lion. There's actually a vulture in this card and something else. I don't know what the hell that is, but it's very much about the balance of the four elements and shutting the door on that which is done. When you wash your hands of the whatever it is that you are closing the door from and moving forward, you are moving on from, leave it where it is. Let it go. Put it in the trash, put it in the recycle bin, dump it to Crumpet, as I always love to say, thanks to the Grinch. Like, again, we quoted Bag Lady before, but like, put that shit down. It's not meant to come with you. It is time to refurbish, to rehome, to recycle, to just get it out. It's time to let it go. Because you have things that you're bringing into this space, but you can't bring them in until you have the space. So you will find your balance if you choose to. But sometimes we can be addicted to struggling. We can be addicted to the pain. We can be addicted to that feeling of chaos. Your brains are naturally wired for negativity. It's called the negativity bias. Find the gratitude and the positiveness of the world around you every day to bring your scales back into balance. One thing could go wrong, but you had a beautiful day. You're going to let this one thing outweigh everything else beautiful that has happened. So, my darlings, we're shutting the door, the bridge to bringing this new unknown energy into the world, for you to manifest it and make it physical, to bring it about here, is for you to shut the door on that which no longer serves you. And with this Mercury Kazemi coming up, you're going to get real clear about it. Oh, we got a couple affirmation cards to end with. And the one that flew out was find peace. Number 30, stress fixed all my problems, said no one ever, in capital letters. Let's see what else we got. 34, reflect. It is okay to learn from your past mistakes. It isn't okay to become their prisoner. What I say, shut that motherfucking door. And on the bottom, number 13, plant your seeds wisely. You cannot plant seeds of anger and expect happiness to grow. Plant intentions instead, which intention is my new favorite word. Intend means to move toward. So I already made a reel about it. Like, we were releasing certain words from our vocabulary when it comes to the seeds that we are planting. You focus on what it is that you desire, what it is that you want to move toward. Don't focus on what you don't want, right? If you're focusing on what you don't want, you're focusing on that. And that is what the universe and spirit and God will give you, is what you focus on. So as you plant these seeds of intention, it can be hard for us to focus sometimes. Set time aside, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes of just pure focus on visualizing what these seeds that you are planting are meant to become. Plant them in peace and reflect on the mistakes that you have made in this manifestation process before. So again, were you scattered? Were you not focused? Were you focused on something else? Were you focused on someone else? Were you letting things outside of you essentially rule you and cause you some chaos and shake you up like a snow globe? It's time to focus within. It's time to connect to the higher power that be, and to ground yourself into this universe that you do live in, into this earth and this 3D plane that you do live in. Because we're not going to talk about the flower or the tree of life too much, but again, as above, so below. So Yesod is the Sephiroth that brings as above to the below. It is the Scorpio energy. It is the Phoenix. It is that making that which you cannot see into that which you can. So, my darlings, my loves, this eclipse portal is closing. Thank God. It's been a wild ass couple of weeks for me. I don't know about you, but we all gonna make it through. So use the tools at your disposal to help you move through these energies. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is not about escaping. It is about facing what is in front of you energetically and physically. I love you. And should you want to book a reading for yourself, you want some questions you would like some clarity on, holla at me. Soluna Metanoia on all channels, on all platforms. We can get it going. And if you really are looking for a way forward, there is always a way forward. And sometimes we just need a little help to find that way forward, because we can lose the forest when we're in the trees. We don't know where we are sometimes, but sometimes we all just need a little guidance and a little help. So I love you. May your week be beautiful and wonderful and blessed. And remind yourself, you got this. When nobody else tells you you got this, remember, you tell yourself that you got this. I love you.